Good evening and welcome to the Congo Hour. I am Wayna along with...
Thank you for watching. My name is Trippy.
Don't start.
I wasn't saying anything. I thought whoever brings this out usually says the other person's name, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. I'm getting my shows confused.
I see. That's okay. We have 4 interviews this evening, right?
We do, yes.
So we have a lot going on. We have our funeral announcements towards the end of the show. We have some birthday announcements and some community news.
Yes.
Okay. And no Sammy's Corner this evening. He's a little tired, so he's going to take the evening off. He said he'll be here next Sunday.
All right.
With some more knowledge.
That's
right. All right.
I know, and he has something really good for tonight, too. So
okay.
I hope he'll remember it for next week.
We'll have to give him some extra time next Sunday.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, Trippy, our first guest is a gentleman from Newcastle County government to talk about a career fair that is coming up, and that is Mr. Will Jones.
All right.
Welcome to the Congo
Thank
Hour.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So, let's talk about, I'm excited.
I am too.
About the county having a career fair.
Yes.
And I'm really excited because I know that the county executive really wants diversity in the government. So this is an awesome opportunity.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
When is it going to be?
It's going to be March 26th, coming up this week. And it's a great opportunity. It's our first actual career fair with Newcastle County. And we want to get the word out to our community to make sure that everyone comes out and participate. The job fair, the career fair, is going to cover different things from all the departments within the county. They're going to talk about the various positions and career opportunities that exist within Newcastle County. We're going to have breakout sessions that talk about interviewing skills. Okay. We're going to give up some background about the police hiring process, give a little bit of an insight into what we actually test for, what are some of the qualifications and standards that we look for in an applicant in order to be successfully hired at Newcastle County. We understand through our previous recruiting process that it's been kind of a disconnect with getting word out within the minority community. So we want to make sure we do a very good job and improve that process by coming out and going to minority businesses and TV shows such as this one here, and just make sure that the minority community knows about the opportunities that are being offered at Newcastle County.
Right. Now, one thing that he said, Trippy, that I'm really impressed, and I had no idea that we were doing this, because when you go to a career fair, they don't always have the little nuggets that the county's going to offer. Like when you go to a career fair, they come expecting you just to drop off your resume, and that's it. But I mean, you're doing interview techniques.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're really trying to educate the public about Newcastle County and to give them an understanding about our hiring process. We're going to be giving out information about jobs that we're currently hiring for, but also too educating the public about additional positions and career opportunities that you can get or apply for within Newcastle County. And we want to encourage people to look at us as a source of employment when they're seeking jobs.
How much does a criminal background influence their potential to be?
Well, it really depends. That's kind of a hard question, but it really depends on the person. We look at that on a case-by-case basis. And that parallels to the job, the actual qualifications for the position, and a big word here is public trust. So you really have to look at that. But we weigh it again case-by-case basis, but it doesn't automatically disqualify anybody from being hired.
And that's a good point, Trippy, because we now have banned the box.
That's correct.
So,
that is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So discourage people from even attempting to come.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Very good.
What time is the career fair?
The career fair starts at 2 p.m. and it's going to last all the way up until 7 p.m. So we're giving those who are employed, once they get off from work, they can still come on out and attend the fair and get some information about Newcastle County and the great jobs that we have and offer there.
And where's it going to be?
Again, at the Garfield Powell. Okay.
All right, that's right between Newcastle Avenue and 13th.
Yeah, that's on Curlin Drive, Newcastle County, 26 Curlin Drive.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And we have the telephone number up for those who have any questions. Of course, you can call tomorrow.
Yes.
From what time to what time?
Actually, from 8 to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And we also have a 24-hour job hotline that the public can utilize as well. That number is 302-395-5627.
5627. Alvin, would you be kind and put that number up for us as well? One more time, Will.
Okay, that's 395-5627.
5627.
And of course, they can also go online at nccde.org/HR.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so very
Oh,
much for
thank
coming
you.
on and sharing.
It is an honor.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
No, that's all. I think you pretty much went over everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on out and check us out. We have a lot of jobs out there. Good
right.
information.
All right. Thanks
Okay.
again.
All right. Thank you.
So we're going to take another quick break and we'll be right back. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Because we have a fun-filled, packed Sunday, we're going to go right into our next interview. And we have Beatrice and Jesus, her husband, here from Victory Christian Fellowship to talk about a wonderful play that they have going on at their church currently. Welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very
Thank you for the invite.
welcome. So let's talk about, and I know it's always kind of hard because we want to get the people excited about coming without giving them the whole plot to the play. So help us out a little bit.
Good.
Okay, well, the play is pretty much the reason why we're doing the play is to give our children a voice. It's about a young child that's abandoned by his mother. But throughout the course of his life, he knows to hold on to Christ, and that's how he makes it. He enters multiple foster homes throughout the play.
Okay.
So without giving you it all, that's pretty much a lot of it.
Okay.
And when is it going to be shown?
It shows every Friday and Saturday
Okay.
through April 12th at 7. And Saturdays we have a 2 o'clock matinee as well.
Okay. Even just the storyline itself is really good because there are, I know, a few people that have been in and out of foster homes. So I want to I'm going to try to make my best to come see it. And what part do you play?
I played a third foster home, the Christian foster home.
Okay.
The age group that she was referring to is a 5-year-old that's played by one of the members of the church, a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old, and then the 29-year-old. So there's 4 stages of this young man's life in this production. I happen to play the father of this child, but he doesn't know that I'm his father until the end of the production.
Oh, okay. All right. For some reason, I just thought y'all were the family that raised him together. So no. Okay.
Actually, in the production, she's a widow.
Oh, okay.
Right, I am a widow. But it is pretty personal and close to home to us as well because we've fostered for 6 years and then we adopted 2 children that are biological brother and sister.
Okay.
So it is personal.
One of the things that our pastor, Pastor Gary at Victory, stresses is that not only should we hear from God personally what he's saying, but we need to do what we hear. Mm-hmm. And it was a 16-year-old who stood up one Sunday morning at Victory and gave a testimony about being bounced from foster home to foster home. And that when she found herself in a Christian home, it was the best thing that ever happened to her life. So she put the challenge out there to Victory as a whole that we should consider those that are there to consider adopting or consider being foster parents. My wife and I were sitting there minding our own business. We already raised 2 grown children. We have a 25-year-old daughter,
29-year-old son.
29-year-old son.
Okay.
And so long ago, I forget their age. But praise God, we looked at each other and we were reminded that we talked about doing this. My wife and I met in high school. And we talked about doing this, being foster parents, before we even had our own children. And one day adopting maybe. And it reminded us that day when that young lady stood up. And we decided we're going to go through the classes. and that's what we did.
Yeah, so that's why the play is personal,
Right.
and that's why we pretty much want to get it out there. We want our children to have a voice. We want those children that feel like they have been abandoned, maybe by a loved one, and let them know that they still have hope in Christ and that He hasn't abandoned them. And also to reach out not only to our children, but to the adults, because there are adults that feel like they've been abandoned. And they deal with some issues throughout the production too, torment, things of that sort. And we just pray that people will be delivered.
Very good.
Just want to let people know too that anyone that's ever come to a Victory play know that we just don't half-step.
It's a production.
It is a full
Yes, it is.
production. And so I invite everyone to come, and those that have seen it already, because we've done 3 shows already.
This weekend.
We pray that they put the word out and they come. My wife had 2 family members there, and I just want to say real quickly, her godmother said she came expecting to see a church play, expecting to fall asleep, but was amazed.
That's what she did. Yeah.
But was amazed. And so I know that once you come through those doors, you're going to be amazed not only by the stage, but by the acting and the dancing. We've really been blessed with people who have talent and have brought that talent to Victory, and that passion to reach souls. And that's, in the end, that's what it's all about. In the end, there's no taking a bow. There's no recognition of who played what part. Matter of fact, the only thing you'll see cast members do is pray for those that come down to the altar prayer.
Okay.
So we thank God for the opportunity to do that.
And what's the cost for the play?
It's free admission.
Say that again.
It's free admission.
Free?
Yeah, free admission.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to share too is if you want to get just a glimpse of it, they can also go to iamevidence.org. They can see some clips from it, some still pictures as well.
Okay. All right.
And once again, it's on Friday and Saturdays.
Friday and Saturday at 7,
Okay.
and a 2 o'clock matinee on Saturday.
Okay.
That's a lot of time. So
Absolutely.
very good.
So did you 2 write the play together, or who, or someone from the church?
Play was written by Pastor Mark Ratner.
Okay.
But what I love about it is somebody asked me who wrote it. In actuality, he was given the vision, the idea of it, but there was no lines given to the actors.
Right.
He sets up the scenario, and he says, go.
Okay.
And so
There's no lines.
every line that is in the
Wow.
production came from the particular cast member playing that part. So
That's very unique.
very unique,
Yes.
very unique, very challenging.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that,
But-
very
yeah.
challenging.
But it comes off, I believe, more authentic
Yes.
when there's a person who's coming up with the lines.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I know that it's already a success, so we want to encourage all of our viewing audience to please go to Victory Christian Fellowship. It's 100 Woolton Boulevard, correct?
Yes.
And Trippy, one of our team members, is in the play,
Yeah.
Iris
Yeah, give
Therese.
a shout out to Iris.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again for coming and sharing with us.
Quickly, can you give us the service times
Oh,
for Victory?
Sunday
On Sunday
services?
service?
Sunday, there's a 8:30 a.m., 11 o'clock a.m., and also a 6 o'clock p.m.
PM.
Okay.
on Sunday.
And you could also go to victoryexperience.com.
Yep.
Okay.
all right.
All right, we appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Next, our guest will be Mr. James Burton. I want to make sure I get it right. He's running for state representative of the 15th District. He and his beautiful wife are here with us this evening. So welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you. Let me say thank you to the Congo family for having us here. As you just mentioned, this is my lovely wife, Joyce. We've been married come July, 30 years. So 30 years of marriage. It's been a good marriage.
And
yes.
she's smiling.
Yes, she's smiling. Let me say we're running for the 15th District, which is down in the Bear, Glasgow, and Delaware City area. And when I say we, it's all inclusive because when you see me, you see my wife. We work together. And that is what helped us in terms of this campaign as we run it. It's a campaign of inclusion, which would include all those in the 15th district. Hopefully that the issue that we have in the 15th district can branch out to those within the 16th and surrounding district. We're talking about increase in violence, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about all those other things that one needs in order to sustain life. Also, in terms of when the governor talked about in terms of increasing the minimum wage, we looked at what President Obama stated in reference to $10 an hour. Well, that's where we're at, because we know in order for us to be consumers of the products and things that within our community, we need to make the money. So when we see things starting to change, you talk about supply and demand in terms of growth and development. So if you don't have money, you can't spend money. So we need to have a higher minimum wage for people. We need to have more jobs for people. We need to have more stability. We need to build a better infrastructure. And that's what I'm asking the voters in the 15th district, in the Bay Area, Glasgow area, and Delaware City, vote for James Burton. When you vote for James Burton, you're voting for inclusion. You're voting for all of us. As I said earlier, you got my wife here, so therefore we work together. So I think we've campaigned throughout the area, and I'm sure most of the people who we have spoken to and we've talked to always stay together. So therefore, it's a supportive group in terms of going out and making sure that we get the word out to people.
Let me tell you, if I lived in the 15th district, you would have my vote, because we had, I mean, he just went with it, Trippy. So that shows that you have passion
Yes, it
for
does.
what you're doing. So
Yes,
I want to
yes.
commend you on
Thank you.
that, because normally we might be sitting here like, wait, he went with it.
How can people help you with the campaign?
Helping with the campaign in terms of talking to the neighbors and getting the vote out, making sure that come September 9th, they'll go to the poll and vote for James Burton, state rep for the 15th district. We're not asking for so much in terms of financial support, although we know we need that, but it's a small area, which means that if we just talk to neighbors, talk to people in other development, let them know that yes, James Burton, who believe in transparency, who believe in supporting, who believe in knowing what the neighbors want and what they're willing to do in terms of helping grow the area that we live in. That is what we're asking. Get out and talk and say, yes, you need to vote for James Burton. When you vote for James Burton, you're voting for us. When I say us, that's all inclusive in terms of the 15th district. When I walk and talk, I'm walking and talking for the people, not in terms of what I think it should be, what the people have asked me to say when I go to legislative halls. So yes, the 15th district, tell your friends, your cousin, everybody, and all those coming out of high school ready to vote, please vote for James Burton come September the 9th. When you vote for me, it's a we concept. As I hold my wife's hand, for 30 years we've been holding her hand and doing all the things we do, this is what you're getting, the both of us.
Do you have a phone number or maybe a website that we can put on the screen?
I don't have a website, but I do have a phone number. You can call me area code 302-838-0115. I do have email, which is jburton72@verizon.net. Also, you can find me on Facebook. So those are areas that you can find me at. But also, you can find me in the 15th district. I have the sign posted on my car, so you'll see me riding around throughout the area because I am a people person. That has been my career. I've earned a social degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, worked in the social work field pretty much all my life, retired in terms of law enforcement, but I've always been working for the people because I'm a union person. I have my union card with ASHME, and I've been a union person all my working career. So therefore, looking out for those who perhaps sometimes cannot be at the table is what I'm all about. Making sure that we're represented, making sure transparency is there, and making sure the support is there. Support. In order to be married for 30 years, you have to have that support. So that is what I'm saying in terms of 15th district. That is what we're going to continue to strive to make sure that we have stability within the 15th district.
Oh, right.
Can you say your phone number one more time just so we can try to put it on the screen?
Phone number area code 302-838-0115.
838
And my my email address is jburton72@verizon.net.
All right. So the number again is 838-0115. So if you could put that up, thank you so very much.
And if there's someone that's watching who isn't registered to vote yet, can they give you a call? You can kind of help them get registered. You can kind of
Yes, please give me a call. Let me say that and not try to cut you off, Trippy, but my wife and I have worked voter registration. We work the polls, so we're very proactive within our area, not just in terms of the 15th district. We also have worked voter registration with Bethel AME Church, which I'm a member of. We're at the Martin Moyer Rep program, which I was a member of that in terms of helping to found that. Also with JJ and some of the others. So we've done a lot, and we're still doing a lot. We're trained registrant in terms of making sure that people are registered to vote. Although I'm a candidate for the 15th district, I know that I will not register someone, but in terms of how or what they should do in order to make sure they register so they can get out to vote, believe me, I'll lead you in the right path.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Look forward to having you back on in a few more weeks.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And let me say, at the end of this segment, let me say thank you to the Trippett family again, because number one, I know your father Trippett, and he's very good. So
Oh, thank
therefore,
you.
in terms of Mr. Congo, I love him hugging whenever I see him, because guess what? He often remind me in terms of me, because he's that kind of a person. He's a giving person, and that's what life is all about. Being able to give back for some of the things that you receive along the way.
I'm sure he's home
And
smiling.
thank you,
now.
Wayne, for
Oh,
having us.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. My
Yeah.
pleasure. And I want to say this, and Will and I, we didn't talk about it when he was on here, but I'm proud of Newcastle County County Executive Thomas P. Gordon, because he made minimum wage $10.10 for Newcastle County. So that's more reason to come out for the job fair, because minimum wage is what it used to be, like $7 and something
I
cents.
can't remember. 7.25.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
725.
Yeah.
But let me also say, as a candidate and prior candidate, I support Tom Gordon in terms of the things he's done and continue to do. Tom has done a good job for Newcastle County. And in terms of banning the box, when Will was on here and he spoke about banning the box, that's a key component in terms of how we need to look at the Department of Correction, how we need to do some revamping, and how we need to rework that. Because when one is coming out of an institution and based on their past criminal history, then jobs are very limited in terms of for them because of their criminal history. But when you can ban that box and not challenge that person at an early stage, therefore open the doors, and that's something we need to do. We need to look in terms as to how we can best work to help those who being released from the institution.
Most
Yes.
definitely.
And further say to that, I have a program called May I Come Home? Because when people are coming out of the institution, been locked up for 6 months, a year, 2 or 3 years, then they're coming back to the environment they left. But then who is helping to give them that kind of interview that they need in order to get them back connected to the environment? If you're coming back to the same old thing you left and all you know and you've been locked down for that period of time, then you have a tendency to get back involved in what you was involved in before you got arrested. So often we have a higher recidivism rate because of the fact that when you got released, what was there for you? So therefore, we have a program saying, May I Come Home, which means that we have direction as to where this person is going to go, who they're going to connect with, and who they're going to work with, who going to give them a job. Ban the box is one of the key things, yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so
And you
we're-
definitely need more time.
I
so
know
do
that's right. So I was
We'll
going to
have you back
say,
on.
when we go to our break, I'm going to give you your date for next month, okay?
Thank you,
All
thank
right.
you.
All right.
All right, so you ready to take a break?
We'll take a quick
Quick
break.
break and be right back.
All right.
Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. I pray that you have enjoyed the show thus far. And last but certainly not least, our next guest is Sharina. Welcome to the Congo Hour.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Didn't I just see you last night?
You did see me last night, and it was a pleasure
In a
meeting
bad black
you.
dress?
Yeah. Oh, your dress you talking about? Your bad black dress? Is that what you're talking about?
With the no, I'm talking about the dress you had on.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about what you had on.
No, I'm talking about that
Oh.
sheer and that long. That was bad.
Oh, thank you. And
Very
you looked
nice.
fabulous as well.
I was tired last
You was
night.
tired? I couldn't tell. What? I said I can't. You was
I
tired.
was a little tired. you know.
Yeah, I couldn't tell because you was doing your thing
Yeah,
up
I
on
was
stage.
trying to do. I'm a hardworking. I am a hardworking
You
woman.
are
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now, so people, I definitely got to let people know where we were last night.
Okay.
And we were at the United Negro College Fund Mayor's Mask Ball, and it was fabulous.
Yes, it
It
was.
It
It
was
was
really
very
good.
nice.
So, all right. So, but you have a single that's coming out, correct?
Yes, I just a little bit about me. I started singing background. Started with Mickey Howard actually.
Oh, my girl.
And then I went with Gerald Levert. I stayed with Gerald for about 12, 13 years. And in the interim of those years, I sang with Angie Stone and Patti LaBelle and D'Angelo and a few other artists.
Wow.
And I guess I got a little complacent with it, but I'm very loyal. So I kind of stuck with, I
Gotcha.
always went back to Gerald and I stuck with him until the end. And then I went on a tour and did some stuff with Johnny Gill because they did a reunion of Gerald stuff. And
Okay.
then Eddie came out with a solo project, so I went out with him in 2010. And that's when the Lord started talking to me, telling me I need to, you need to come out and do your own thing. So Gerald, it's been 7 years since he's been gone. So 7 is the number of completion. And so now I'm just stepping out and the Lord is opening some doors for me right now.
Okay. All right. And 8 is new beginnings. So
That's right.
you ready for that?
I'm ready for it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we have, I love your, is this your album cover that we have a picture of?
Well, no, it's
That's
just
your promo?
Yeah, that's just a promo
okay,
picture.
so if that's just the promo, I can't wait to see what the album cover gonna look like.
Yes.
Now, should I be saying album or should I be saying CD cover?
Well, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, before
Okay.
there was CDs, there were albums.
At least I didn't go back to 8-track.
Right, or VH1 tapes.
What? So, what age did you start singing?
I started singing, well, I think singing was a way for me to find my inner self. My mom passed away when I was 4.
Wow.
And I started singing when I was 6. You know, I was kind of displaced because it was me, my brother, my mom, and my stepdad. And when my mom passed away, it kind of split up the family because my grandmother took me and my brother. So my mom had 9 brothers and sisters. So to be stuck into that family, it was still all of those. So I was kind of just like there, and I was the baby girl. So, you know, you kind of get looked over, but not. So I started singing just to find my inner self, you know, being so young. And I can relate to little kids. When you're not around your mom for a period of time, you start wondering. I didn't understand what death was. So every day I was waiting and wondering, and you know, when is she coming? And you know, and so singing kind of filled that void in my life. And when I turned 6, my aunts and my uncles used to put me on the porch. I didn't know I could sing. They'd put me on the porch and make me sing for quarters, and they'd collect the money. And they'd make me and my brother and my younger aunts and uncles do the Temptations and the Supremes, you know, when they were out back then, and a lot of the old songs, and we'd have a little talent shows. So that's when it was instilled in me. And as I got older, I found out that my mom was a great singer, and she used to sing a lot, and she used to sing, and they said she had a beautiful voice. So, you know, it was like, to the people that she grew up around, it was just obvious for me to be a singer. And when I started singing around town, a lot of her friends would come out, and I didn't know who they were, but they knew who I was.
Right. They could recognize the voice probably.
So that's how I started singing. And to sing professionally, I was in a talent show at school, and I was afraid to, because I was in the 10th grade. So I was afraid to sing. Didn't know I could sing. But I would sing in the bathroom during lunch. But now that I was on the stage, and they pushed me out on stage and made me sing, and I sang Denise Williams' Free. That was my first real song. No, I won't say that was my first real song, because when I was in the 7th grade, I sang in the choir at school, and the choir director used to take me to churches. So the first song I sang in church was "Keep Your Head to the Sky."
Okay, all right. Now, we can't find your single that you had down here earlier.
Yeah.
However, I mean, even if it's not that song, it could be Free, it could be something. Can you sing just a little bit of something? I know you tired, I know you did your thing last night, but just a little teeny something to something.
Well, it's Sunday. I do have a couple of gospel songs that I've written. One in particular called Today, and it actually came to me in a dream. I'll sing a little bit of it.
Okay.
There was a time in my life when I looked at the world and it filled me with sorrow. And I needed a change. That's when I heard about you. They say that only you could fill up my tomorrows. And my life will never be the same. So I'm talking to you every day, 'cause you restore my faith. And I just wanna say, you are the light that shines within me and brightens up my day. Whenever I cannot forgive me, you always seem to find a way. You are the bread of life And I know with you, I'll never lose my way. You are everything to me, my forever, especially today.
That is so awesome. And you know what? I want to share something with you that brought tears to my eyes. I wish I heard that song yesterday. Yesterday I was really going through because yesterday was the date 23 years ago. I was 8 months pregnant and I lost a beautiful baby girl. Her name was Alexis Nicole. And I was like really, really going through, but that lifted my spirit. So
well,
thank
you know what?
so
I have to
very
send that
much.
to you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to send it to you
Thank
because
you.
actually when I wrote this song, I think that this song was a song that I was supposed to give away, you know, to lift people's spirits and to, if they're having a bad day or a bad week, or, you know, for kids who have been abused or women who have been abused and elderly people who have, you know, just to lift somebody's spirit and let them know that you have today.
Yes.
So take today
that's right.
and love yourself
I
today.
know that's right, my sister. Thank you so very much.
welcome.
All right. So is there anything else that you wanted to say before we end our interview?
Well, I just want to say to people who, if you're trying, because it took me 30 years. And even now, I look at, you know, I talk to God and say, okay, Lord, you got jokes because, you know, when I was in my 20s, I could do this,
Right.
you know, and even in my 30s. But now, I mean, what's going on? And every day I get up and I just do it because there is no time limit for Him.
I know that's right.
So,
All right, my
so for
sister.
anybody who's pursuing something, stick with it.
Yes.
And believe in God. He'll make it happen.
Thank you so very
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right, so going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Trippy with our funeral news. And this evening, Mayor Williams and President Theo Gregory will be on Community Crossfire. So once again, we'll take a very quick break and we'll be back with Trippy.
And welcome back. At this time, we're going to have our funeral announcements. Then after that, we're going to go back over to Wayna for our community news. First, we have Mr. Victor Hunt, age 52, who departed this life March the 15th. His funeral services were on Thursday, and his burial took place in the Silverbrook Cemetery. Miss Sherry Phipps, age 47, departed this life March the 16th. Her funeral services were on Friday at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue, and her burial was private. Miss Hyla Roan Wright, age 90, departed this life March the 14th. Her funeral services were on Friday at the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and her burial took place in the Silverbrook Cemetery. Miss Dorothy Davis, age 102, passed away March the 9th. Her funeral services were on Friday at St. Joseph Catholic Church, and her burial will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the All Saints Cemetery. Mr. Charlie Smith, age 70, departed this life March the 16th. His funeral services were yesterday at the Mount Sinai Baptist Church, and his burial took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Mary Johnson, age 73, departed this life March the 13th. Her memorial service will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Again, there will be no viewing, but her memorial services will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Services for Miss Irene Collins, age 92, who passed away today, will be announced. Mr. Isaiah Morrell Young, age 15, departed this life March the 19th. His funeral services will be on Friday at 11 a.m. at the Canaan Baptist Church, 3011 Newcastle Avenue. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and his burial will be in the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery. Miss Cornelia Strickland, age 61, departed this life March the 14th. Her funeral services will be on Friday, April the 4th at 11 a.m. at the Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray Avenue. Viewing will be from 9 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Services for Miss Betty Ann Perry, age 77, who departed this life on March the 17th, will be announced. And services will also be announced for Miss Jacqueline Emery, age 66, who departed this life on March the 20th. And that does conclude all of our funeral announcements. If you have any questions, just please call us at the funeral home anytime at 652-8887. Once again, our number is 652-8887. Also, you can always go to our website at www.congofuneralhome.com. And quickly, before we go back over to Wayne for the community news, just want to say happy birthday to Alfred Collins, who is celebrating his birthday today, and that's from your sister Dee. Also want to say happy birthday to Charles Church, who will be celebrating his birthday on Friday. And also want to give a shout out and a big thank you to Miss Shirley Charles, who is one of our greatest supporters here on the Congo Hour. I just want to thank her for always watching. And again, I want to give a shout out to Miss Shirley Charles. Okay, we're going to go straight over to Wayna for our community news.
All right. Outreach Holy Word Christian Church, 400 South Buttonwood Street. The pastor is Bishop Boston Ford Jr. They are having a revival, and starting tomorrow, they will have the Mass Choir of Mount Zion Greater Harvest Ministries and the praise team of New Life Church in Elkton, Maryland. On Tuesday, they will have the male choir of People's Full Gospel Baptist Church and the male chorus of Ebenezer Baptist Church. On Wednesday, the 26th, they will have the male chorus from Friendly Baptist Church from Philadelphia, PA. On the 27th, Freedom Baptist Church Choir in Chester, PA, and New Hope United Holy Baptist Church of Chester. And then on Friday, they're going to have Evangelist Serena Ford and Friends and the Mass Choir of Mount Zion Greater Harvest Ministries. And that is going to be at 7:30 p.m. nightly this week. And then on Sunday, March the 31st at 4 o'clock, they will be having another event featuring the Gospel Disciples of Chester, PA. So for more information, you can call the church at 377-9391. That's 377-9391. Live in concert on Easter, Michael Boykin and the Mighty Voices from Clinton, New Jersey, which will be April the 20th at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 at Ebenezer Baptist Church, 2200 North Claymont Street. And the MC will be Reverend Kimberly Jackson. It is a free will offering, and food will be on sale. For more information, please call area code 443-366-7168. Once again, the number is 443-366-7168. And they're telling me that I need to wrap up, so that does conclude our announcements for this evening. On behalf of all of us at Congo Funeral Home, as well as the Congo Hour, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to come and be a guest on our show, please give me a call at 521-7325. That's 521-7325. And we pray that this week is the best week of your life. Until next week, God bless.